Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. It's great to be back. Great to be back. So, of late, I've had opportunity to be very acquainted with fragility. And period. Fragility is not something I am used to, and fragility is not something I ever claimed. It was probably a bad word for me. I've always been staunchly independent by necessity, because it's just kind of how I grew up, and with the family dynamics and everything, I was always a power through girl. So the concept of fragility was very foreign to me, and at times when I was in it, I would deny I was in it. And I would absolutely not want to admit that I felt fragile and what that might mean about me, because I always construed it as negative. And yet, now that I have many, 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 many decades of living to pull from and from experience, I know that there are times when we are absolutely fragile. So encountering it on a bigger scale was interesting. I don't know if that's the word I would have used in the midst of the fragility, but it took me some time in the last couple of weeks to just be with that part of me that felt fragile. In fact, there were hours, perhaps days, where I felt helpless. Like, what do we do with this stuff that's happening right now? And especially when there's a part of you that you're used to being strong. So I'm used to, because I've worked out for decades and decades and decades, thank God, because it does enable me to live life from a more powerful place, both mentally and physically. And so when I do get knocked down physically, then I rebound usually quickly, and I react to things quickly. That was one of the things that my oncologist told me. He said, you're coming in from a place of physical strength, and that's good. That means you'll have a better outcome, you'll have a stronger outcome, you will suffer less, and this will be an easier route for you because you're coming in from a strong place. So I said, okay, that's great. I'm holding that thought. So that happened, and that was great. And that happened for the entire part of that journey. And then the last couple of weeks happened, and I thought, oh, not feeling that physical strength. I mean, I was reduced at times to weeping because of the pain. Now, I've had emotional pain. I've had deep, deep emotional pain. I've not had physical pain for hours and days where I was coming unglued. I've never had that. I mean, I've had intense pain for short bouts, and you're in it, and then it's done, or you get a pill and it works, and you go, oh, okay, that's over. And so your period of, I didn't get to helplessness, let's put it that way. I did not get to the point where I was on my knees saying, oh my God, this has got to stop. What's happening? What's happening? So I weathered it, and I got through it. So this was a brand new experience Brand new experience for me. So I've never had this problem before. I'm going through it. There's lots of pain. The pain's getting worse. What I was given, the medicine I was given, which was probably pretty strong, but it made me made me nauseous and everything else. I didn't want to take it. And I thought, I don't want to be in pain and nauseous and not be in a feeling like the room's going all over the place and life is cattywampus. It was cattywampus enough without that pill, so I didn't take that one. So I was taking ibuprofen, probably like eating Skittles. As often as I could, I was popping another one. So it was taking off the edge, but it didn't cut it all the way. Didn't cut it all the way. And so I was navigating through my days, very long days. If anybody here has had intense physical pain for hours at a time, you know it makes your day excruciatingly long. It's almost like the 24 hours every single day is now 48. And every single minute is long. And every time you have to move, it feels like it's longer. Like all of a sudden now, it's not 48 hours, it's going to be 72, because now I have to move and I'm in more pain than I was before. So I do believe, I do know, and that's my paradigm for life, is that God is always present in everything. The challenge is, where do I find God in that? How do I still say everything is always working for me with this kind of stuff going on? Because I am unglued. And I'm trying really hard not to let my pain filter through my words and things that I'm saying to my very wonderful caregiver who's taking care of me and bringing food and doing just about everything for me because I can't do for myself. And so I had to measure every word that was coming out because all I wanted to do was scream everything that came out of my mouth because my body is screaming. And so what do you want to do other than scream? So how do you find God in all that? So I know this is the first time when I've been ill and I continued to meditate through the entire time I didn't feel well. Usually I've stopped meditating because I either forgot or I was so sick I'm not there and I realized, oh my gosh, the whole day went by and I didn't meditate, or I think, oh, I'm too sick to meditate. You're just sitting there with your eyes closed, so what's that about? But however, I rationalized it. But this time I said, this is a brand new experience for me, and the only thing I know, again, to bring to life and to bring to struggle is God. That's all I know. And so after my diagnosis last year, I knew that was true. I knew I had to bring God in, and I knew I had to find where is God and how is God and what is God, who is God right now in this moment in this problem right here, because I don't know what the hell this is. So come on, God, bring it on. And so I would sit, lay down in meditation and try to focus on what we say we believe, on the God that we believe in. And it was a challenge at first because all I want to do is continue to scream with the pain. And I'm not sleeping and I'm not eating, so I'm feeling ragged. Really ragged, really ragged. And so I just sat in my raggedness, in the quiet, in my meditation, and let God be with me in whatever way God would show up during that experience. And so the pain didn't go away, but just like in that Mark Nepo reading, I kept my eye on the horizon, and what I knew in those moments of pain and helplessness is that I was not alone and that there was something there still. Still. And I could say in those moments, I'm here. Still. the I that is spiritual, that is divine, and in pain. I'm still here. Sometimes that's all there is. And for many days in the last couple of weeks, that's all I had. But I don't say that's all I had as if it was nothing or paltry or not enough. I say it was all I had because it was huge. That I could just let myself be there, and especially for me, knowing me in my uber independent, I can power through this self, to let myself soften and to let myself just be that I was in all of those moments and lay myself out and say, I'm still here. I'm right here. I'm still divine, still human. I'm taking another breath. And I'm still here. Flat out on my back. Can't fix my own meals. Can't walk into the other room without the pain getting worse. And just let God be God and let me be me. And to stay in that recognition, to stay on the horizon. So yes, the storm kept up. There was the pitch, and there was a storm, and it's still going, and I can feel it, and it was roiling, and I'm calculating in my head, when can I find another Skittles / ibuprofen? Is it almost that time? Is it almost that time? Because I need it. And at the same time, God was present because I found the horizon. And so every day I returned back to meditation because I had to, because there was other than that, I just want to scream. I just want to scream. And there are times in meditation when I had to scream, and it's okay. And it's okay. Because no matter how we are still divine. But we don't know that if we don't keep the horizon within our sight, if we don't come out of the belly of the boat and find the larger view and keep that larger view right there. And that's what took the edge off for me. That's when I started hearing, this too shall pass. You're okay. That's when I heard, this is your next step. Go back and see your doctor. Something's not right. That's when I heard the things I needed to hear to get me so I could be here today. So I could get back to life, to get back to what I'm called to do. To get back to all the things that I realize I miss that seem so simple and inconsequential. But when you're reduced to just a screaming, painful blob in the bed, nothing is mundane. On one of our rides to the doctor, and there were a lot of them, I just kind of watched the cars going by. So I'm in the car with the seat down because sitting up was painful. And I just watched the cars whizzing by, and I thought, I used to do that. I used to just jump in the car, go where I want it to go, do what I want it to do, and thought nothing of it. Didn't think it was special. but it was special in those moments. And I thought how often we discount what we're able to do. These things of life that just seem that we don't even think of because we're just used to living and being in control as much as we are in control. Everything became special. Being able to step outside and be in the sunshine was special because for probably a whole week I didn't go outside because I couldn't get to the door, let alone stand up and be outside. Just being able to go in the backyard and have the sun hit me. Fragile. And in the midst of the fragility, there was still God, and there was still strength, and there was still power, and there was still might. Because that's what helped me move through from hour to hour, minute to minute. It just kept me. I think that's how we move through life. But we have to soften to be able to do that. We have to be open to letting go whatever it is we think about ourselves. I had to let go of my image of myself and my identity as somebody who didn't need to soften at times, or somebody who never ever wanted to be helpless. Helpless is a dark place. If you're trying to power through it alone. But when I sat with it and realized that I'm not helpless, I'm just opening up to the divine help that's here and to whatever help, all the angels that helped and did what they were called to do throughout the weeks that I was recuperating, trying to get my body together and finding what needed to work and what wasn't working, letting go of things I needed to let go of. There was help all around. But I had to come out of the belly of that boat. I had to come back to the horizon. You know, I'm still here. Still here. In your deepest, darkest, most helpless moments, if you can say, I'm still here, I think you're doing good. I'm still here. I'm still that. I'm still divine. I'm still powerful. I'm still God in action. I'm healing. I'm getting better in every single moment. So all the affirmations that I have, all the things that I say to myself to affirm God in my life, I kept affirming through all of that stuff as I'm screaming with every single cell of my body. My lips were saying the affirmations that carry me through and that help me to affirm what I believe about life. And there were moments when I didn't want to say it because I kept saying, I feel like hell. But I kept saying it. And I kept affirming that God is real and God is here and God is with me and God is in my body and God's in every single cell of mine. And I am healing and I'm getting better and I'm getting stronger. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still here. Not the one we judge to be less than because we're going through something. The I that is still divine. The I that has everything within them. The I that knows that the kingdom of heaven is within me. Still here, still here. But you have to have the horizon. You got to know the horizon's there. You got to be willing to come out of the belly of the boat. And it's okay that the storm is still roiling. It's okay. Because it's going to be like that some days. Some days we can't make the storm stop. We just have to weather it. But you weather it with the divine as the divine. That's how you weather it. And I may have the storm, but there's always the horizon. Keep my eyes there. Keep my eyes there. And when you feel yourself sinking again, you come back up and stay there. That's what it said in that reading. You have to come out. You got to be willing to come out of the boat and look at the horizon. The storm doesn't matter. The horizon does. The storm passes. The horizon's always there. So if you're in a place of struggle, the question is, are you willing to come out of the belly of the boat? Are you willing to do what it takes to fix the horizon in your sight? And it does take work. I mean, I just wanted to lay there and be pitiful in moments. I just want to lay there and scream in moments. And there were moments when I did, and then I thought, all right, coming out of the belly of this boat because I'm tired of screaming. How long can I scream? I guess I could scream all week. I could just be the ugly patient and rain hell upon everybody who came into contact with me. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to come back out of the belly of the boat. I knew the horizon was there. I knew it was there when I was laying in the bottom. I knew that because that's my paradigm for life. We just got to be willing to come up out of the belly of the boat. So if you're feeling stuck, that's the question. Am I willing to get up? Am I willing to look up? Am I willing to affirm what I believe, even though I'm in the midst of the storm and I'm getting blown to bits? I thought the image of that, I've seen this picture, and probably many of you have too, where you see a crack in the concrete and a flower is growing up in the crack. I feel like that flower. Let's take this into meditation. So just breathe. Everybody's got something. Some proverbial belly of the boat where you're just getting pitched left and right, front and back, up and down. We all have something. That makes us want to scream. Whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. The belly of the boat, our own personal boat. and all we're feeling is fragile and helpless in that situation. Frustrated, maybe. Clueless, maybe. Tired of being in the boat, being tossed around. But as we're being tossed, the horizon is waiting for us to fix our sights on it. The horizon waits. Waits for us to acknowledge it. Waits for us to maybe picture it just in our minds. If we're not able to get up and go on deck, we can hold it in our minds and in our hearts and affirm that that horizon exists for us. In the very moment where the storm is at its highest. In the secret place of the Most High, we come face to face with the horizon. So ask yourself now, I invite you to ask yourself now, am I willing? Am I willing to see the horizon? To stand on deck, find my balance by staring at the horizon. In the midst of the storm. Am I willing to find the horizon? Despite the storm. Will I look up? Will I get up? Will I move? Will I affirm life? Will I affirm strength? Will I affirm that everything's always working out for me, even in this moment? Can I affirm that God is present, even as I scream? Can I soften myself? Can I open my arms wide? Can I make myself a vessel? So that the light on the horizon can pour into me. Turn my face to the sun. Imagine its warmth. Can I let God be with me here? Can I let go, let God? Can I let God, let go? Can I let myself just be in this moment? Can I let myself be in these hours, be in these days that are tough and dark? And know the truth of who I am and the truth of God in the moment. Can I look into the storm and say, I'm still here. 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 And so is God. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still here. So that when the storm passes, you know that you are that flower that punched up through the concrete, through the crack in the hardness of life, so that you could reach the sun again, reach the light again, be in the light. Let it nourish you, sustain you. Are you willing to get up and fix your eyes on the horizon? Just take a deep breath together and exhale, holding the question, seeking the answer within yourself. It's all within you. Breathe in again, one big breath, breathing in life, exhaling life. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen.